Hello everyone, welcome back to Witches of the Moon. I'm your Friday hostess, Natalie. This week's topic is psychic attack and how to protect yourself. Now this is a broad topic, and I'm sure that it's been covered very well this week by the rest of my hosts. I am going to state that I am seeing a flickering on my screen. I've been having some technical issues with my computer, and of course we're still in Mercury retrograde, so I'm not surprised. But if you see that flickering, I do apologize if it's distracting to you, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not sure what's causing it. I'm just lucky the camera's working today, because lately it hasn't been. Anyhow, this week we're talking about psychic attack and how to protect yourself. So I'm going to give you guys a list of signs that you could be under a psychic attack. Now, first I'm going to start with defining what is a psychic attack. Now, a psychic attack can take place consciously or subconsciously, meaning that the person who is attacking you could be doing it purposely, like they're purposely focusing their energy on you in a negative manner, or it could be subconscious. It could just be that someone is irritated with you enough that they are sending their energy towards you in a negative manner. And it could be completely unintentional. For example, I think a lot of times my husband puts out negative energy without really intending to physically harm anyone around him, but I am very susceptible to that. Being empathic, I'm very sensitive to the negative vibes and energy that come from him, and it tends to grate on me and wear on me a great deal. And when he's just in a bad mood, I can feel it. I can feel it from miles away. I know if he's going to come home in a bad mood because I can sense it already. It's almost as if like there's a shift in the force. You know, it's strange. And I can sense this about people. So sometimes, you know, you could be picking up on a psychic attack that's actually directed towards someone else. But if you are empathic, you may be picking up on whatever's going on. It's also known as getting a bad vibe. If you're getting a bad vibe from somebody, that could be a form of psychic attack. They're putting out their low energy. Low energy is that negative energy that somebody's kind of just going, it's kind of operates on a low frequency, like a 500 hertz kind of thing. So if you're familiar with that, you'll know what I'm talking about. Some signs that you could be under a psychic attack are a sudden a stomach ache or nausea, if you suddenly start feeling sick, if you start getting headaches, if you start getting kind of a stabbing pain in your chest or your stomach, you're just not feeling good. You could feel disoriented or sort of out of it. You could be just feeling a general hostility or restlessness, like you're really anxious but you don't know why. Feeling like you have got something heavy kind of weighing on you. Feelings of worry or guilt or just anxiety that's just kind of making you, you know, coughing and choking also. So think about, you know, Darth Vader and his, you know, that sort of thing. Tightness in the chest and a hard time breathing. I will also say that you could also be under psychic attack if you are having a serious run of bad luck. If it just seems like nothing is going your way, just everything is going wrong for you, that could also be a sign that you're under psychic attack, especially if it's over an extended period of time. Like it doesn't seem to be getting better no matter what you do. And also interruptions in your sleep patterns. If you find that you're waking up in the middle of the night, you're having severe nightmares or night terrors, that could also be a sign of psychic attack. Now, what makes psychic attack difficult to deal with is that you could be experiencing these things because of a number of different reasons, okay? So those could also be symptoms that you're having a heart attack, that you're sick, that you're having a stroke, that you are just anxious or worried over a specific situation in your life. So you need to be really cautious and not just assume that because you have one or even a few of these signs that you're under a psychic attack. Obviously, you want to do what you can to protect yourself, but a good witch knows to always have their protections in place anyway. So if this stuff is getting through your regular protections, it could be that either A, you've really pissed somebody off, or B, it's something other than a psychic attack. Okay. I recommend that if you are feeling nauseous, stomach aches, especially if you're having pains in your chest, that you go to your physician and you get checked out to make sure that there's nothing physical that could be the cause of these things. Now, if you've exhausted all of those measures and it seems to be chronic, it's occurring over a long period of time, or it's continuous, or it just doesn't seem to be getting any better for you, then I would recommend that you seek some protections. Now, Those of you that have been in the craft for a long time, you already know ways in which to protect yourself in your home, and we have covered these in previous seasons on this channel, and I'm sure everybody on this channel has covered protections on their personal channels at some point in time, but I'll go over a few things that you can do here to protect yourself and to protect your home. Obviously, you want to cleanse your personal space. Now, if you're at work and you can't go through with the sage bundle and sage your workspace, you can burn, maybe, talk to your boss about maybe having some incense or a potpourri there that's mixed with dragon's blood and rosemary. That tends to be very effective. You can even add some sage. When I want to do a triple threat, I do sage, incense, sage, rosemary, and dragon's blood. And I may even throw in some frankincense in there. Frankincense is also very good. What's nice about frankincense and dragon's blood is that because they are resins, you can just have them sitting in a bowl on your desk, and you can kind of just use them to help cleanse your space. Obviously, anything like that you're doing, you want to have your intention put into it. Maybe bring a small rosemary plant and put it, like at Christmas time, you can get those rosemary trees and put that near your workspace, if it's your workspace. Now, if it's your home, obviously you want to cleanse the space very thoroughly with any kind of blessed water, Florida water. I would use all quarters in terms of protection. So I would do a pentacle for earth grounding and spiritual protection, as well as an incense, like I mentioned, maybe rosemary and dragon's blood, or frankincense, rosemary, dragon's blood, sage. Mix those things together and use it as a super strong incense to smudge your home with those. I would go around the outside of the house, the perimeter of your property, and put that up. I personally, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it's going to be visible. I don't think the light's going to show it, but I will show you that. I use these discs. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll take it off the window for a second. I go to a craft store and I get these. They're actually gigantic sequins, but I use them as reflective discs, and I will put these on every window of my home to kind of reflect back negative energy. I have one of those in every single window in my home, except for my skylight window, simply because I can't reach it. But I do have one that's sitting near there so that it kind of reflects back the light. It's just I can't reach it because it's very high ceiling. But you can do things like that. You can obviously have pentacles above the doors to ward off anything like that. If you are familiar with the pentacle of Saturn, you might make a pentacle of Saturn candle and burn that periodically, either in your space. You can use it to cleanse out the space. It's particularly good if you've been doing any kind of spiritual working, communication with the spirits, to release the spirits back into their own realms. But it's also very protective. Making any type of a sigil from some of the keys, numerological keys, that you can make a sigil and put that above the door, sweeping out the negativity, clearing your space, cleansing yourself. And this is a big one. I think that carrying some sort of a talisman and having a talisman in your car to protect you from any kind of negative energy, especially sometimes they can be sudden. They don't have to be just somebody's really mad at you and they're sending you bad vibes, continuously. It could be you just pissed somebody off on the road because maybe they thought you were going to exit and you didn't, or something like that. I mean, we all do boneheaded things in the car once in a while because maybe we're unfamiliar with where we are, or we weren't paying attention as much as we should have been, and so we kind of, we try to get over and we tick people off on the road. So a lot of times people will have that road rage and they just, or that kind of thing. Maybe you're just around somebody a lot of the time who's very negative. So having those protections in place are very, very important. Obviously, meditation and grounding will help you, especially if you can do it outside where you can actually sit on the ground, connect with your feet to the ground, and release out any negative energy. I often, when I am finding myself going into a situation I'm unsure of, or if I feel that I'm being attacked, especially at night when I sleep, before I go to bed, I will make some offering and ask for protection from the Lord and Lady during my rest. Since I'm not able to consciously protect myself, I do try to enter into the astral temple and create a protection bubble around my house, my home, and myself, especially in the bed, a bubble of blue or white light to reflect back anything that might be trying to attack me in my sleep. having some sort of a talisman under your pillow is also a good idea to have when you're sleeping, because we are vulnerable when we sleep. Our mind's kind of doing its own thing, and it's processing everything we've been through, and you become particularly susceptible at that time to attack, especially if this person that's attacking you is able to get into the astral realm. You want to protect yourself within the astral realm as well. So I recommend doing a deep meditation where you project yourself into the astral realm and see yourself protected around by a light or an energy. Call upon your guardians and the guardians of the four corners to protect you as well in any kind of astral work that you do. But often astral work is the best way to determine who's sending this kind of bad vibe to you. So that's a little bit of information on my end. I'm not going to go much further with it today because I'm certain that you guys have gotten yangs of information from everybody else this week on this topic. If you do have any other questions for me, please feel free to leave a comment in the bar, or you can message me privately on my channel or on Facebook. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful week, and blessed be. So mote that shit.